All right. What's up, Instagram? What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTube? Decided to do a Friday morning AMA. Um, one of the things that we have a saying in this company where you need to eat your own dog food, right? And it's sort of the saying goes along the lines of like, look, if you are advocating that your customers do various different things, you better do the same things. And thereby eating your own dog food. And so, obviously, one of the things that I'm advocating nonstop for customers is to go live on the various different social platforms and have a live art show. So if I'm going to be advocating in that fashion for my customers to go and do it, I better be doing it too, right? I better eat my own dog food. And so I figured that's what I would do this Friday morning, a straight AMA session. Ask me anything. It can be anything about what we as a company, Art Storefronts, do. It can be asking me about pricing or our sale or new features or what you're struggling with. What's up, Tony? Marketing advice, a marketing scenario you're stuck in and you're thinking through, pricing, niche selection, true AMA fashion. And it's live on Instagram, it's live on Facebook, it's live on YouTube, it's live on Twitter. I've got to get the Twitch fired up. So any questions at all about art storefronts, art marketing, where you're at, what we do, what's going on, the intent is to ask all of them. And ironically enough, too, I should say, because we do go live just about every day, just to kind of give you guys a pointer, you go live long enough, okay, and you start to build a data set, right? And a data set in terms of how many people are on the stream, how many people are leaving comments on the stream, and what does that look like? And we put all that data into a sheet and we track it as time goes on, right? And one of the things that we look at is the total number of viewers, and we have historical data on that. And why am I bringing this all up? I'm bringing this all up to say, when Facebook and Instagram sort of in tandem launched live video as a product, they incentivized, they incentivized creators, all of us, to start going live more and more often, because what Facebook and what Instagram has is, and I'm going to pin comments that I'm going to answer next on Instagram, and I see these ones on Facebook too. These are good ones, and so I'm seeing all these. Don't worry, Suzanne, I'm going to answer that. Robert, I'm going to answer that after I'm done with my rant. So a way to think about Facebook, a way to think about Instagram, okay, is it's basically just a water spigot of attention, okay? They have the ability to turn on this spigot or turn this spigot off, and you could say it's done algorithmically, sure, but sometimes they tweak their algorithm. And what we believe that we are seeing right now is that early on, Facebook was incentivizing everybody to go live as much as possible, okay? The reason that they were doing that is so that you would be incentivized as the creator to go live, i.e., create this massive amount of content for Facebook or Instagram, keep people engaged on the platform, and give them more ad revenue, right? And then as time went on, everybody started doing it, and Facebook sort of turned that spigot off a little bit, and we weren't seeing the same number of eyeballs per live stream. It went down. Well, over the last couple of days, guess what's happened? The spigot has been opened back up. And we're seeing more and more and more and more viewers, more and more and more comments and questions popping in. And so I bring all that up to say Facebook is clearly incentivizing people to go live again. There's speculation that TikTok is starting to eat Facebook's lunch, and they don't want to lose that battle. And so all they have to do is just turn the little spigot, which they've done, and they are. They're really incentivizing people to go live right now. So in all honesty, that's why I'm live right now doing an AMA, and I'm shipping something that we don't usually do. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the questions. Now, if you're watching on Instagram, I love Instagram. I can't screen share on Instagram, sadly. I can on Facebook, so I'll do the best of that. The first question that comes up, Robert's asking, and I'll get my fat head out of the way so you guys can see the question. Could you use your service with public domain material? Okay. By which I'm assuming he's asking, there is artworks that are in the public domain. Can you sell those? You better believe you can sell those. You can sell those all day long. Robert, they're in the public domain. People have made a massive amount of money selling things in the public domain, right? I think back to like the French boutique coffee shop posters. Does anyone ever remember that being a thing? That was a massive thing, a massive thing. And after 100 years or whatever, an artwork goes and moves into the public domain, okay? And once it's in the public domain, yeah, you can sell it all day long. You can sell it until the cows come home. So, okay, next question is from Suzanne, and she says, how do you find collectors? Okay, great question. I love that. It's called marketing. It's just called marketing. And I assume, Suzanne, that you've heard a couple of my recent, rants about how important a collector list is. And let me tell you, it is either the number one or the number two most important metric a art or photography business can have, full stop. And, you fake it until you make it with a collector list. You start out, okay, by just treating everyone on your email list as a collector. Are they technically a collector? Have they bought anything from you? Maybe not. Doesn't matter. You treat them as a collector, meaning you have a new series come out, your email list finds out about it before the general public, okay? So that's a critically important one to contemplate. And that's how you do it, Suzanne. And it's just regular, consistent marketing that gets you collectors, that gets you sales, that get you up over the line. So that's how it goes. Dexter's asking, I can't afford to be on the Art Storefronts platform yet. What would you recommend I do until then as far as marketing? It's all the same stuff, Dexter. Like, we pretty much give the store away for free, and we do that because no one ever takes any action on it, right? Everyone talks about it and never does it. The analogy that I give is, if I was a trainer, right, and I was posting all of my workouts that I would run as a trainer online, how would I have a business? How would I have a business? The reason I would have a business is because no one would actually do the workouts, because the whole point of a trainer is that they're keeping you accountable and yelling in your ear, right? So we have a ton of free advice, Dexter, that you can follow. Just subscribe to us on YouTube, listen to the podcast, listen to every single solitary episode, and start putting that stuff into practice. But I will say, Dexter, we just recently added financing, kind of like that Affirm, PayPal, split things up into multiple payments. So we've been having people ask us to do that forever, and so we've just recently opened that back up. So yep, that's there. Okay, Lulu, she's saying, can I start with one original and one image to print? Don't have Facebook. Yes, you can. I love that question. I get that question all the time. And really what the question she's asking on Instagram is, what is the minimum number of pieces that I can launch this business with? 100% the minimum number of pieces is one. It is one. And the reason it's one is because no one ever gets started. They sit there and they tell themselves, I'll get started when I have 10 pieces, or I'll get started when I have 15 pieces, or I'll get started when I have 30 pieces and I'll get them all photographed. And what happens? The hours turn into days, turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into years, and you've launched nothing. So get launched immediately. And again, that's going to sound cynical. It doesn't have to be with us. I mean, get going, get it up on a website, attempt to start selling it and start marketing. So that's how you approach that. Excuse me. Okay. Cassandra's asking, and the questions are really piling up, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to show them. How do you price your art at the beginning of your business? I don't want to sell myself too short, but I don't want to come off overpriced. The beautiful thing about pricing, Cassandra, is it's utterly, totally, and completely a reversible decision, meaning you can set a high price today, it can turn into crickets, and you can set a low price tomorrow, okay? So don't overthink it. If you're really stressing about it, write 10 prices on a dartboard and throw a dart at it, and whatever you hit, price there. You're not going to know if you're priced too high or you're priced too low until you price and you attempt to start selling it. One of two things is going to happen. Either it's going to sell and maybe you were priced too low, or it's not going to sell and maybe you're priced too high. But a key thing early on with pricing is you need to validate that the artwork will sell, okay? You need to validate that the artwork will sell. The best way to do that is set a price and try and sell it, okay? When you try to sell it, if somebody's like, this is nice, I'm interested, but I'm just not ready right now, or it seems a little expensive to me, just learn this phrase. Okay, let's make a deal. What are you willing to pay for it? and then shut up just like I did. What are you willing to pay for it? Okay. And if you do that, you're going to end up getting feedback from the potential buyer and figure out whether or not they're just giving you a compliment to not bruise your ego, or if they're actually truly in the market. If they're truly in the market, they might just say to you, yeah, you know what, that thing's not worth $250 to me, but it is worth $100. And you say, okay. And you decide to sell it. And in my experience, you always want to sell. You want to always make sure that the work is moving, okay? That it's constantly moving. And of course, Instagram's having a derp out. This is the beauty of streaming and always testing, is a lot of times what ends up happening is something goes wrong. And guess what? That is just the nature of the beast of live streaming. It's nothing you ever need to worry about. Robert's asking if anyone is selling public domain works with us. Yes, there are. There's quite a few of them. You can absolutely do it. So there you go. Don't let that get hung up on you. All right, Lulu, I answered your question, but I think the video froze. I'm gonna do it again. Instagram derped out on me. But the answer to the question is, you get started with one piece, Lulu. One piece is enough to launch with. That's it, full stop, okay? You don't need to wait around. You don't need to drag your feet. You need to get your art up on a website and start attempting to sell it. One piece is enough. So that's the answer to that question. And it's really, God, it's a really important one, a really, really important one. People get so hung up on the pricing, and you don't need to get hung up on the pricing. It is a completely reversible decision at any point in time. You can change it at any point in time, and no one is going to be bothered by it whatsoever. For those that are just joining, doing just a straight up open session AMA, any questions? If you've got a question on Facebook, wonderful, ask it in the comments. If you've got a question on YouTube, same thing. On Instagram, same thing. I will pin the question on Instagram to let you know that is the next one that I'm going to answer, and I'll just go from there. Anything's on the table, anything art or photography related, a question you're struggling with, questions about what we at Art Storefronts do, or any of the above. Yeah, Dexter. So Dexter's asking about financing, and this is a really interesting one too. So there is data from Shopify, okay, and Shopify is like one of the biggest e-commerce merchants in the entire world, right? That says the whole finance this product with Infinity, finance this product with Affirm, finance this product with PayPal, where it shows you on like the e-commerce page, the item's $100, and it says you can split this thing up into 4 payments of $25, right? Those are significantly increasing the AOV in average order value and extremely increasing the conversion rate, okay? So it's one of the things that we're looking to deploy for our customers, the ability to start allowing people that are buying their art to finance. And we're like, look, let's eat our own dog food, okay? If our customers are going to do it, we should do it. So we've started to do it now. And so all you have to do, Dexter, is just put in a demo request. They're all over our website. I'll even throw the link in here so you can get one. Fill out the little form and just say interested in financing options, and you can break the payments up and get going, which is good because Q4 is coming. I put the link on Facebook for you. Yeah, Art's saying you can't hear me on Instagram. Everyone else is saying they can't hear me, so Art, I maybe kill the stream and then start it back up again. Continue, guys, to see, and while I'm waiting for questions, I'm gonna rant and give a shout out to one of our members. I'm gonna move my fat head over here. You're not gonna be able to see this on Instagram, so I'll just sort of narrate it as I go. But huge shout out. We ran another live art show for a customer, Shira. She does some really interesting work with resin on top of pieces, and she had a live art show. She got it in the water. She sold a bunch of pieces. I have to get the updated total this morning on how many she actually sold, but had a blast. Got her first one over the line, and we just keep shipping more and more and more of these because they are absolutely the future of selling art and photography online, full stop. Actually, I can grab Instagram and turn the camera around. Let me see if I can do that. Yeah, there we go. That works. So I'm just showing, this is a live art show that our team helped a customer run last night. Customer's name is Ashira. She's awesome. Superstar on Clubhouse, by the way. But, nervous at first, but she shipped it. She got it in the water. She showed her pieces, sold some pieces before, sold some pieces after. had her entire family on, so it was a family affair. It was pretty awesome. But live art shows, guys, absolutely the future of selling art and photography online, and we continue to motor on with them, and we're not going to stop anytime soon. So, Kimberly, what are you asking here? Let me see. Do we send art before all payment due? Yeah, no. So the way that the financing thing works, like the Affirm thing works, is you the minute you complete the process, you're a full member and you're marketing, you're doing your thing, you're just splitting the payments over time. So that's how that works. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Okay, Alicia's asking, in one of these you talked about handling the art wearing white gloves. Can you offer more insight about the reasons behind that? Yeah, it's a good question. It just kind of sexes it up. I've got one behind me I can show. So she's asking, Instagram, she's asking, like, what the rationale is for wearing white gloves when you handle the art. And it's just sort of a hoity-toity thing. Like, a lot of times you'll see people that are doing, Sotheby's or the big dealers using gloves. It just sort of establishes the value of the artwork and how special it is. Like, whoa, they're wearing gloves. Is it a huge needle mover? I don't know. I'm not 100% certain. Karen was super legit. This is Karen Hutton. She's a customer. Awesome lady, this one. She's amazing, actually. Sponsored by Fuji. Crazy talented photographer. And she, for her live art show, she used them. So you can use them, not use them. It just sort of depends. But there is a perceived value in the customer's eyes. Like, whoa, they're wearing gloves. But you know what? I've seen plenty of shows absolutely crush it that didn't have the gloves on. So is it a make it or break it? No, I don't think so. So Terry is asking, this is a good one. Terry from Facebook is asking, are you guys an actual online art storefront or just rad marketing coaches? Thanks for the compliment on that. So what Art Storefronts does, yes, we teach our customers to market because that's the number one problem you guys all have. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we offer a website solution, Terry. The artist owns everything. They upload their art. It's their store. The store is attached to their merchant account, their bank account. So you, the artist, own all of that. And by signing up and paying our exorbitant fees, you also get access to lifetime marketing coaching. And that's sort of the secret sauce of what we do because, as we know, nobody on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Instagram right now has a website problem. Not a one of you. You all have the marketing problem. The marketing problem needs to be fixed. And until we fix the marketing problem, it's very, very difficult to go from hobbyist to artist that is getting paid a solid side hustle and or full-time artist, right? So that's what we're looking to do. And Mark astutely points out, the white gloves, I guess, originally are to not wanting to get the oil from your hands on the artwork. So there you go. Definitely keeps the smudges off the photo prints. But again, it's not a make it or break it, scenario. It can go either way. So that's what I would say. But for those just joining, Instagram and Facebook, open AMA here Friday morning, having a little fun. No question is off limits. You can ask about anything, about things that Art Storefronts does, about marketing questions, about pricing, about niche selection, about how to get started, about boosting posts on Facebook. Do not ever boost posts on Facebook. It does not work. Send that money to a charity or light it on fire in your backyard, because that's what it is. So Kimberly's asking, when buying art on credit, do they receive the art before all is paid for? Yeah, so Kimberly, the way that it works is you're essentially adding this entity to your website that is allowing your customers to finance their product, right? And let me just pull one up so I can see, and I'll just sort of explain it. I like riding motorcycles. I needed to get a pair of boots yesterday, so I bought a pair of boots, and I saw that they had it going on. I'm just going to click into one of these. And so you see this? Starting at $14 a month with Affirm. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see if can I zoom in and make it bigger? Yeah, okay. So you can see, and I'm essentially just showing Instagram, and I'm going to pin your comment, and I'll get back to it in a second. You can see starting at $14 a month with Affirm, right? And PayPal has one. There's an Afterpay one. There's all of these various different people. And what happens is that you're essentially going into a deal with Affirm, okay? And Affirm is saying, hey, We want to make a couple of bucks. We'll finance this thing for you. And what happens the minute that the transaction goes down, Kimberly, you're paid 100% of the income. So if I bought these shoes with Affirm, $149 immediately goes to the merchant, and Affirm is on the hook for the financing. It's their problem, not yours. So yes, the art ships immediately. You're paid immediately, and Affirm deals with the financing. So that's essentially how that relationship goes. And again, the data on this is like crazy, how it's increasing conversion rates. And so we're really excited. Like, you know, especially we have some customers that have some pretty expensive artwork. Like, it might be nice to break some of those things up into payments. And so that's a feature that we're going to be adding pretty soon. I got to go and look at the dev calendar and get to the bottom of it, but excuse me, it's not far off. It's definitely coming soon. Okay. Lulushi is asking, are the gold tier items worth it over the bronze as a beginner? The most important thing, Lulushi, is that you get started, okay? You have to get started. That is the only question that matters. How do you get your art up on a website and start on your marketing? So, you know, if the bronze plan is more in the budget, go with the bronze plan. Don't stress about it, okay? Just get the thing in the water and start marketing. You can upgrade at any point in time. So don't stress about that. Just talk through the options, get the one that is best for you. I saw another question here. Where was it? I got to go back and get it on Instagram, and then I will get the two that are just coming in on Facebook. Don't worry. Ian Hall Photography is asking, do you think limited editions are better than open editions? It's not a zero-sum game at all, right? Like, it's different for everybody. There's no rule book that applies to absolutely everyone. So you just get some in the water and you see how you do, and you won't know. Your audience will be different than everyone else's. So that's what I would say. Can you sell? So, okay. So Maribeth is asking, how do I find out about the cost to get into Art Storefront? So Maribeth, request a demo. I'll send you the link how to do that. Let's see. I should have it. I don't know why I don't have it on my clipboard. I should. Let me just see if I have it. Yep, I do. I'm going to just click this link, and, you know, what happens when you request a demo? It's like test driving a car. Our outreach team will reach out to you. They'll find out about you, about what you do. They'll go over all the plans, tell you all the pricing. If you like what you hear, you get to see the entire demo, which goes like an hour. It's a private Zoom call. And if you like what you see, great, you can sign up. And if you don't, they will never call you again. So don't worry. It's not like a stressful thing like that. So that's how you do it, Maribeth. And yes, 100%. She's asking, can you sell painted clothing? You can sell absolutely anything. You can sell absolutely anything on our sites. It's just an e-commerce shopping cart at the end of the day. So yeah, you can do that. Oh, thanks, Rayfield. That's awesome. Rayfield says, I just want to say, as a client of Art Storefronts, I'm amazed with their integrity and level of customer service. I noticed I was slow to get out of the gate and contacted me directly. See, we'd poke and we'd prod. That's what we do. Even after being paid upfront for 1 year. So to anyone wondering if they are for you, know first, they want you to be successful and truly have your back. I truly feel like I have a team behind me and I'm not alone in the journey. I love that. I really appreciate that. You know, one of the biggest things that we do, again, it's the trainer analogy, right? And I love the trainer analogy. And the trainer analogy is so apt here, right? Like, you guys don't need a plan on what to do because you're never going to execute on it. No one ever does, right? It's like working out on your own with the workouts. Like, you are never going to work out, I'm saying for most people, as hard as you will if you have a trainer keeping you accountable and yelling at you, okay? I work out with a trainer in a group of guys, and I'm always competing with the guys, and we talk a bunch of trash, and the trainer is keeping me accountable and saying, do this, do that, you know, here's the time, you know, do better, try to get this time. And then I'll go for a run and try to run stairs on my own. And guess what? I quit after 20 minutes because I don't have someone yelling at me. So that's what we are at the end of the day. We're trainers, right? And you can see in Rayfield's question or comment, like, that's essentially what we're doing. It's just a trainer. It's just saying, go, 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 guys. Come on. We got to go. You got to start moving. You got to get a sale in the water. You got to start marketing. Q4 is coming. You have to do it consistently. And that's literally the whole ball. That's the whole ball game. It's like it's the whole everything. So that's what I would say. That's what I would say on that. For people that are just joining, this is a straight AMA. You can ask me anything about anything, taking questions on Facebook, taking questions on Instagram, talking about live art shows, wrapping up another week in the books. And guys, it ain't long. It's not long now till, oh, I even have my countdown timer. Let me grab it. Let's see. And obviously this will work for Facebook. It won't work for Instagram, but check this out. Check this out. 89 days, 6 hours, 8 minutes, and 9 seconds until Q4 starts, until the biggest art selling time of the year starts, okay? Everyone has got to get ready, right? The marathon that is coming, that is Q4, the winners of that race, okay, will be the ones that are start running right now, training on the weekends, the 1Ks, the 2Ks, the 3Ks, the 4Ks. You got to get ready. Q4 is going to be a monster, okay? A monster. Dexter's asking, do you help clients at pricing? Yes, of course we do. How to think about pricing, how to approach it, what your markup should be, when to raise it, when to lower it, all of the above. Dexter, we do all of that. Okay, Laura's something. It's so hard to read the Instagram titles when they're all broken up. Laura's something fine art. Can a storefront be in addition to an already existing website and to add reach and growth to reach more collectors? Yes, of course you can, all day long. You can do it any which way you want, right? Like, what we end up having is a ton of commercial photographers that, have a commercial photography website that's an important part of their business. And then what they'll do is, let's say their business is, I see jonahart.com, and that's where their commercial photography site is. And then they move all of their fine art to store.jonahart.com. So yes, Laura, you can do that all day long. You have the flexibility to do it any which way you like. Yeah, what else? AMA, ask me anything, guys. Q4 is coming. I want everyone to get ready for that. Playing live art shows in the background is my subtle way of saying you guys need to be running live art shows, get going, cycling through all the various different ones we've run in the past, which is awesome. And yeah, kind of a fun way to kick off a Friday. So you guys have questions about anything that we do, you can certainly ask them. Suzanne's asking, I'm trying to find out what type of wood is in the frame and stretcher bars of canvas for my art prints. I don't know off the top of my head. I have one here. I wonder if they say what kind of wood it is. I sort of doubt it. I don't know what kind of wood this is. But what's your question, Suzanne? Are you worried about it, whether or not it's sustainable? Or I'm sure you can Google. You can just Google fine art prints. Bay photo, whatever you like, and they'll tell you what kind of wood's in the stretcher bars. I'm sure whatever it is, they use it because it's cheap and it works. Haven't heard any stretcher bar problems, so I doubt that's an issue at large. But yeah, that's what I would say. And trust me, Suzanne, no customers are asking what wood is in the stretcher bars. They don't care. So you can do it. You can find out for your own edification, but I don't think it's going to make a difference in terms of like, I'm not going to buy this art because it's not maple in the stretcher bars. Yeah. Your customer has allergies. So that's interesting. Yeah, you can find out. Oh, I love this. Yeah. I love that, Ian. I love that question. I'm going to pin it so that everyone else can see it. So let me just read this Facebook because you won't be able to see it. You keep saying a client list, by which I mean a collector list, is either the number one or the number two most important metric for an art business. 100% it is, without question. And he's asking, but how do you gain this list from scratch? Assuming you haven't sold anything previously. And great question. Love this question. And the long and the short of it is you fake it until you make it. And what do I mean by you fake it until you make it? So everybody starts out, it's the chicken and the egg problem with not having a list at all, right? With not having a list at all and not having a collector list because they haven't sold anything. And so the fake it until you make it, okay, is an art. I'm pulling up my episode on this, Art Business Mornings. There's it starts out, it's just an email list. And, let's just say that you're going to, doggone it, where is Art Business Mornings? I can't even find it in my own search engine. Art Business Mornings. Just bear with me. I'm trying to pull this up so I can get it for you guys. It's just not cooperating. I know what I do. I'll use Google. Isn't this so annoying when you have a search engine on your site and it's worthless, and then you just have to go Google your own site? Silly. Where is it? Your collector list. Okay. I'm pulling up an episode, Ian, just to put a finer point on this. So I have an Art Business Mornings episode on this, number 35, and it's called Your Collector List. So going back to Ian's question, you fake it till you make it. So it starts out, and let's say you have 100 people on your email list. Well, that's your collector list, okay? And let's say that you're going to release 10 new pieces to the public on Wednesday. Now, you know in your head, your public consists of 6 people. No one's going to see it because you're just getting started. Doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Email that list on Sunday and say, so you're coming out with 10 new pieces on Wednesday. Email that list on Sunday, and I don't care if there are 5 emails on it. Hey, guys, because you're on my email list, because I love what you guys are doing and following up with me, I've just come out with a collection of 10 new pieces, and I'm going to release it to the public on Wednesday. And because you guys are on my email list, you get to see it before anyone else does and send it to them. And you just go like that until you have actual collectors. And then the shift goes from email to actual collectors. And then, you start taking care of those people that end up buying. And there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do to water that collector list. So I recommend that you look at this video. It's on YouTube. You can just search Your Collector List. I'm going to put it on Facebook if anybody wants to save it. But it's without question the most important metric in an art business. And, one of the things that I say all the time is you guys, by and large, artists, photographers, you're all just commission salespeople. That's what you are at the end of the day. You are commission salespeople. You have no guarantee of anything, of any income whatsoever when you get out of bed in the morning. But if you work and you pound the pavement and you make a sale, guess what happens? You get paid for selling that. So there's your commission sales role, right? Your collector list, okay, takes you from a commission salesperson and it turns you into a commission salesperson with a base salary, okay? And it starts out small. It starts out small. Like maybe your base salary is going to be $10,000 a year, but it's still $10,000 a year you get just for creating, just for getting out of bed in the morning. And the way that it manifests itself is you end up having a show, okay? And this will be really cool because I can show on Facebook in real time on this. So I'm going to give you a 4 instance of this, okay? Instagram, you won't be able to see this, but on Facebook and YouTube, I'm showing a live art show from Meg, Art Storefronts customer, good friend. She was moving from one studio to another studio, okay? And in the process of moving from one studio to another studio, she had a bunch of like smaller pieces and color studies and sketches that ended up eventually being bigger pieces. And she had 82 pieces in the show, okay? And the show was going to go down on a Wednesday. And on a Wednesday was the live art show, okay? On Sunday, she emailed her collector list and said, hey guys, I want to thank you for your continued support. I just want to let you know I'm having a live art show on Wednesday. If you could make it, fantastic. I would love to see you. But if you can't, of course, because you guys have supported me, you get first look at the show. You get first right of refusal of anything that's in sale because of your support and because I love you. In Meg's case, 46% of her show sold to her collector list before it even went live. 46%, okay? And that's the ball game. That is the game that we are trying to play. That is what we are doing. We are attempting to sell as much of our collection to our collector list before we even do anything. And all you have to do is send an email. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And it is, no joke, the number 1 or number 2 most important metric. And let me tell you, if the COVID Delta variant comes back again, okay, and we're all in lockdown again, if you don't have a collector list to market your pieces to, how the heck are you going to be selling them, right? It's part and parcel of a very, very big deal. Okay. So Linda's asking, what are the first 3 steps to running a live art show? Step 1, come up with some inventory. Step 2, set the pricing. Step 3, grab your cell phone, turn the camera on, and start talking about it. That's it. That is it, okay? It's that simple. Do not overthink it. Get one in the water today. There is literally nothing holding you back from doing one. It is very, very easy to do. Very, very easy to do. And Shora, that sounds like a very Persian name to me. You try to arrange a call and you've never gotten one. If you look at the link in the bio, Shora, it's in Instagram. You can click that, request a demo. Sometimes what ends up happening is our system derps out and they don't go through. That's probably what happened in your case. So I would just request another demo, hit our bio in Instagram. It's in the link tree, and that'll get you right in there. But for those that are just joining a little bit late, I'm doing an AMA. I've got 10 more minutes to go. And oh, by the way, I'm also running an art business workshop today, which are kind of fun. There's Zoom calls that I go over a presentation, and then we open it up for Q&A. And if you're on Instagram, there's a link in the bio to join those. If you're on Facebook or YouTube or any of the rest of them, you can just hit our website. It's at blog or just artstorefronts.com, and you can sign up that way. But that thing's going to go down at 11 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be doing that today. And it's a great way to get all your questions answered. It's a little bit more intimate than just a live stream like this because you're actually in the Zoom call, and I can unmute your mic and bring you in and talk about this, that, and the other. So pretty jazzy to be able to do it. And I should mention, too, that we're nearing the end of the month. Q4 is coming. As I said, we're having a huge sale right now that we just extended. So it is a great time to request a demo, look at everything that we do, find out about all the bells and whistles. And if it's something you're interested in, you can get a smoking deal right now that ends at the end of the week, next week, I believe, the 31st. So great time to get into it. We have 89 days. 89 days until Q4 begins. The minute Q4 begins, the Q4 marketing kicks off. We start getting ready for Black Friday, for Cyber Monday. And for those not in the know, traditionally, and especially traditionally, when I say traditionally, in non-COVID times, Lord only knows where we're going to be in by the time fall hits again in this scary-ass Delta variant. But traditionally, more art and photography is sold in Q4 than all the rest of the quarters combined. It's not even close, right? And so it's an important time right now to get your ducks in a row. You need to have your art up on a website. The website needs to be able to take credit card for your art, and you need to start marketing so you have some attention such that when we get into Q4 and all of the blood is in the water from all the various different merchants running sales, running promotions, and the credit cards are out, you are ready to go. You are ready to capitalize on it. That you're not going to let another Q4 go by without you taking some solid shots at marketing. Okay, Suzanne's asking, do we help with SEO optimization? Yes, we do. SEO, by and large, is a channel that I see working for very, very few artists, Suzanne, meaning very, very few artists are getting a large amount of sales by people typing in keywords in Google that are not their name. Pictures of birds, birds of paradise photos, Newport Beach seaside photos, and then actually buying the art right there on the spot. So we don't advocate our customers waste a tremendous amount of time on SEO. SEO is very difficult. Most artists have been sold, artists and photographers have been sold the vision that you somehow magically put keywords and meta descriptions on your website and all of a sudden Google sends you traffic. Those days are long gone. So SEO is one of these seriously duplicitous type of marketing sources in most people's eyes. They think you just magically put things on the website and magically people show up. Not the way it works, not the way art really sells. If 100 art transactions go down, people actually going to Google and saying, I want a photo of a grizzly bear in Alaska, right? And they go onto Google and they type photos of grizzly bears in Alaska, right? And let's just do it. Photos of grizzly bears in Alaska. This is how people think it actually works. And you go, okay, and you go to the shopping tab, and let's just see what's on my shopping tab. And we've got Fine Art America, eBay, Etsy seller, Etsy, art.com, great big canvas, Etsy. There's no individual artists in here. Not a single solitary one. Do you see this? Zazzle, art.com, Etsy, Wayfair, Media Storehouse USA, Society 6, Redbubble, Etsy, iCanvas, Unbeatable Sale. Do you see a single solitary individual's artist name on this? I bet it's not on the entire first page. And even if we go up to the regular results, not just Google Shopping, but the regular results. So AlaskaPhotographics.com. Let's just see if this is an individual artist. This is just not the way art sells. Okay, so this is Alaska stock photography. This is a bunch of different artists, and it's probably not even that easy to buy it. Let me just see here. Commercial license, personal use license. Okay, paper prints, canvas, and metal prints. So there, you could have bought one from an individual artist, but guess what? SEO is owned by all the massive sites. It is not owned by the individual artist. It's too difficult a process to even do in today's day and age. And I doubt it doesn't even look like there is a individual artist. Oh, maybe Schultz Photo. Maybe this guy's got one. Okay, Jeff Schultz Photography. Top 10 locations to photograph bears. And he's got some prints of the month. So there's one guy, okay? There's one guy that's an individual artist on the front page. Let's see how he's doing on Instagram. On the front page of Google, 7,200 followers. He's my guess has been at this for a very, very long time to even get that top result on Google. But my guess is probably not creating that much sales for him. It's just not, right. And again, if I look at this guy's site, check one or both. I am a photographer. I love all things Alaska and just photography. Sign me up for the quarterly journal, right? Like, why is this one the first choice? Because he's probably getting more photographers coming to this than he is artists, than he is art buyers. So that was a long roundabout way of saying, Suzanne, that SEO is just, I don't see it as a viable way to sell art or photography in today's day and age. It's just not. Okay, 5 minutes ago, guys. Any final questions? Can be about anything with the 5 minutes in time that we have left. Until I do get a question from one of you. As a final, we are running an art business workshop, 11 a.m. PST, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a Zoom call. You can join. If you're on Instagram, there's a link in the bio. You can go and get it. If you're on Facebook, maybe I will just post a link to it. I might as well do that. You can sign up, get into a Zoom call with me today. Ask any question you want. And it's kind of nice to be able to have it back and forth rather than just like leaving generic comments on, Instagram or on Facebook. It's a little bit more intimate. And there's, a group of your peers in there and you get to hear all their questions and people get a tremendous amount of value out of it. It's proven to be like a really, really popular session. And it's a ton of fun, actually. So hold on. I'm getting the link for everyone on Facebook. For Instagram, it's in the bio. You can do it. You can click that thing at any point in time. It's a Zoom session. You register. The whole thing's through Zoom. So Laura's asking the number one thing you think you should do for artists on Instagram. And let me just see what Laura's doing on Instagram. And I'm going to pull your site up with the time that I have left, if I can get this long name. So LauraSiffrin. Fine art. Oh, I hope I typed that all right. Boo! I didn't do it right. Laura's Ifrin Fine Art. I thought, I see. I am the worst at typos, you guys. By I mean the worst, I mean there are probably some worse offenders than me, but not many. Oh, good. I got it. Okay. So Laura, you can't see this, but we're actually looking at your Instagram on the Facebook stream. So, okay, let's just do a quick breakdown of her page. So she's got 272 posts. She's got 1,570 followers. She's got a bunch of story highlights, which I love to see. Fantastic. I'm just going to go through a couple of these quickly. Okay, so I can just tell you the number one thing that rule that you are breaking. Oh, there you go. You've got a couple of them. People want to see you, Laura. They want to see what you look like. They want to see you holding the art. They don't just want to see 2D image after 2D image after 2D image. So you have some of those going on, which I like to see. You don't have anywhere near enough of them. The majority, I see like a photo of you here or there. But primarily, I'm just looking at 2D image after 2D image after 2D image. And guess what? The whole world is drowning in 2D images, okay? It's like people are just like blind to it. So I want you doing more where you're actually holding the piece. I want more of you standing next to the piece. I want more of videos of you talking about your inspiration. And then ultimately, you need to start running some live art shows. Now, I'm not sure how strong your story game is. You don't have one going on now, but I'm just sort of kind of rolling through your stuff. Yep, you're hiding behind the camera, Laura. You got to stop doing it. You got to stop hiding behind the camera. You got to get over it. You got to get over it and start showing more of yourself, straight up. And you're a beautiful lady. Get over it. Get in front of the camera. All artists think that like, well, what am I doing? I'm selling my art, and my art is the brand, and that's what I'm leading with. And it's like, no, you, Laura, are a part of the brand as much as everything else. And as I look at your page, you have one picture of you holding this pink piece. You got one picture of you and your feet in front of the photo, one of you in the car, but I'm not really feeling like I'm getting to know you. Like, I understand what your subject material is. You like the beach. You like paradise. You're doing some self-portraits. I get all of that, but you got to share more. And I know that's annoying to hear, but that's part and parcel of it. I do like that you've got a bunch of stuff on IGTV. So practically speaking, you're doing a great job on Instagram. I think you just need to get some live art shows going, more your inspiration, more talking about it. I know, and trust me, I know. And it sounds like I'm picking on Laura. Laura, I hate being on video. I hate being in photographs, by which I hate. You can ask my wife. She wants to kill me. Like, it's a constant point of friction in my relationship because she's like, we never have any group photos. So trust me, I get it. I get it. I never want to be on camera ever. But one of the things that I realized, and you have to be contrarian. I had to be contrarian as a marketer. You have to go to where the attention is. Why am I doing this live now? Because it's effective. Okay, it's effective. Pre-pandemic in this company, I was not on video once. My voice was all over podcasts, but I was not on video once. Since, I can't avoid seeing myself on the socials, and it disgusts me in many ways because I have the face for radio. But guess what? I'm being contrarian. I know where the doggone attention is, right? And so I'm doing what I have to do to get it and get in front of it. So that's what I say about that. But you should sign up. Are you a customer already, Laura? I don't know. I can't tell. No, boo. Laura's on another platform. You should check us out. We could totally help. I see you got a GoDaddy website. But you know what? Your art's up on a website, so I'll take that. It's your standard issued pretty portfolio site. But that's okay. It's better than not having a website at all. But Laura, you've got a marketing problem. Got to fix that marketing problem. That's the primary thing. It's actually kind of fun to do an Instagram teardown. I got to start doing more of those on the AMAs. Okay, as a final question, Ian, you're going to be the last one for the day. And I'm going to go rest my voice before the workshop today. If you sold your art in a gallery and they were banging on the drum for you, isn't that more validating than you banging on your own drum about how good your picture painting is? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, the gallery is not going to do a damn thing for you in the grand scheme of things. Most galleries do not do a damn thing for you. And let me tell you, like, the greatest asset the gallery gives the artist, okay, notwithstanding the fact that 99 out of 100 artists don't want to do any marketing, period. Okay, all they want to do is just go into their studio and create and have somebody handle 100% of it. I know this. This is your deepest, darkest desire, is to just be able to create, right? Like, some artist in Louis XIV got a dispensation to be the in-house artist and get paid a certain salary and just create, and that thing has just dropped down and through the centuries as the #1 dream for all artists. It's complete nonsense. It's BS. Okay, 100% it's BS. So no one is ever going to work as hard to move your art, to market your art, to get your art in front of eyeballs as you are. As you are. That's #1. #2, galleries do very little. #3, galleries do not give you information on who is buying your art. Okay, so you don't ever have the ability to turn potential buyers into collectors and to continue to sell to them over the course of your art selling life. So, if you're in a gallery and it's working, Ian, wonderful, fantastic. I love that. But that is not the way to build a long-term business that you can survive and thrive on. That's just not the case. So that's what I would say. And Suzanne, no, you do not need a gallery to get into Art Basel. Do you know what you need to get into Art Basel? A ton of sales. They're not going to give a damn where it comes from. I don't know that for sure, but that would be my guess. Okay. How to join? Sure, if you want to join the workshop, then, it's link in the bio. Join the workshop. If you want to request a demo, it's the link in our Instagram bio. Click that, and you can request a demo. That's what I would say. All right, my voice is going out. I got to get ready for this thing later today. Thanks, you guys. That was fun. I enjoyed the AMA. I'm going to start doing more of these, and I'll see you on a future episode. Bye now.